Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Gathering 1/8 scale Sailor Moon pre-painted statue. Like with the other Gathering figures or Gathering statues that we've had a look at, it comes in a big black box with Gathering featured on the front. This is a Sailor Moon pre-painted statue. Comes to us from the folks over at E2046. Now, E2046.com, Spot's had a look at a couple of statues from them. One was the Pyramid Head. We also had a look at the Bayonetta, which was a gorgeous piece. And I believe we also had a look at, I think it was Dead or Alive as well. And with the pre-painted, well, when you go to E2046, you have different categories. If you go to the Gathering section, Gathering are the statues where you are getting them as pre-painted. And that saves me, this guy right here, saves me a lot of time because I'm not very good when it comes to painting. And if I can get someone to paint a really good statue may be fantastic, but a paint job can certainly destroy it. And if you can get a company that can do all the painting and stuff for you, all the better. The side of the package features the Sailor Moon statue right here. This is a 1/8 statue. I guess the product code is PF88888. The website down below, once again, www.e2046.com. They carry both unpainted versions, and a lot of times you might find a statue that is unpainted, and then there's a painted version. The painted version is coming to us from the Gathering, which are the pre-painted releases of those figures. And then finally on the back side, we've got the Gathering there as well. Nothing really on the underside, but I guess technically there is www.e2046 again. And that is that. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this all opened up. And maybe what I'll do is I'll show you what it looks like loose with all the individual pieces separately. Then we'll put them together. Then I'll show you what the statue looks like. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more heading your way. Don't go anywhere. Your list of contents will include, you'll get yourself an assembly guide, PF8888 Sailor Moon pre-painted. The components consist of a stand, the main body, the wand, which also separates out into two pieces, and the head. We'll put that just to the side. I don't think we'll actually need to reference it because it's one of the smallest assemblies that I've done with the, the statues from E2046. Okay, so we'll start with the display stand. It's just a really nice, I'm not sure the material used for it, but it's a black, almost a dark brown, borderline black display stand with two holes on the top there. That's going to hold her legs. And we've got the body of Sailor Moon. The peg holes are on the undersides of her feet, so we'll just simply peg those into place. The hand is where she's going to be holding the wand, and of course the socket at the top to hold her head. First initial thoughts of the statue is it's quite stunning in the way of the paint. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is not something that I would be able to execute on my own. First of all, the quality of the paint. Like the white, for example, I would have painted it probably just a straight white. But this particular white that they've used is almost like a pearlesque kind of off-white color. It shimmers with the light. It's absolutely stunning. The coloring on the blue as well, it's not quite navy blue. It's almost a shade lighter than navy blue. And it also just cascades. It just kind of reflects the light quite nicely as well. The boots aren't quite red. They're almost more like a dark raspberry red, which carries over also to the deco on the bow, the top choker area of her neck, and as well the bow on the back. It's just an absolutely gorgeous piece though. Okay, so what we'll do, I guess we'll kind of build this in components. You've got the main body. We'll attach that to the display stand via the holes on the feet. Just slide those into place. There we go. Then what we're going to want to do, let's try, you know what, we'll add the wand and then we'll add the head as the last part. The scepter or wand is, I guess, I don't know if it would constitute as a wand. Excuse me. I don't know if I would say it would constitute as a wand or a scepter, but it's got like a nice translucent, clear, but it's got the hint of that blue in there as well. You got the pink coloring in there also, with a little bit of the gold deco trim around it also as well. And to attach it to her hand, you're going to want to just separate the two components, because what you're going to want to need to do is you're going to attach the handle through, just through her hand. This might have also been something that I could have probably have done just before I put her on the display stand, because we're going to want to just feed the handle right through her hand. Being very careful, of course. And when you feel like you've got, I feel like it still has to go up just a little bit more. And now that we got the wand straight through, it's a bit of a tight fit. If there ever be a reason that you would need to dismantle her, put her back in the box, maybe if you're moving or whatnot, I would say probably leave the handle in her hand and take only the actual end of the wand or scepter off. Then we can just go ahead and attach it. You can kind of angle it up if you so wish. And now we've got most of it done except for the head. The head you got to be extremely careful for. It's an absolutely, like, again, stunning piece. But the hair, as you can see, the long, like, strings and groupings of her hair, I mean, these are a little on the fragile side. So especially, and the areas right around her ears also are very fragile. The face, though, is nice. Now, again, I could not, like, I realize my limitations. I could not have painted the eyes that well. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take the head, and again, you want to just make sure you get all the hair out of the way. And if you need to, you can kind of reference the guide as well. Whoops. Reference the guide as well. I'm worried about this little strand of hair that's on the front. Just peg that into place. There we go, making sure everything is just right. And you've got yourself the Sailor Moon statue. And I guess we no longer need the assembly guide. I'll just put that to the side. This is the type of statue that, maybe not necessarily from behind, but certainly from all other angles, it just looks incredible. I'm not certainly a die-hard Sailor Moon fan, but I grew up watching Sailor Moon. I used to watch it every day. I think it used to be on maybe like YTV here in Canada. I used to watch it every day. I think it was around noon they'd have it on. But the hair is just absolutely incredible. How it just extends out like this. I mean, these are all, I wouldn't say necessarily super fragile, but I would say be very careful that you don't actually bang this or drop the statue at any point, because there is just a lot of possible outcomes that could happen as a result. I feel like her head isn't quite on straight here. There we go. I think that's right. I feel like the hair is kind of fighting against it, but it seems to be on there now. Alright, so let's kind of bring the camera in once again. Let's give it a better look at the figure or statue. I like her expression as well that they've given her. Some of the smaller details let's bring in. There again, once again, there are her eyes and her earrings there. This little small choker that's also around her neck. It's a side profile of her. They didn't put as much wash in the hair. I almost think I like that a little bit more. If they had put a dark wash at all into the hair to bring out some of that, I think it would look less like the source material, less like the anime. And I think coloring wise, they picked good colors. I was a little iffy on the kind of that raspberry red as opposed to a stark red, but I think everything kind of comes together quite well. Spot doesn't do a lot of, well, he doesn't collect a lot of, I don't collect a lot of statues, but what statues I have are kind of specific characters I really do like the Pyramid Head. The Bayonetta was absolutely gorgeous. Sailor Moon too, like I watched a lot of it as a kid, so something like this looks very nice indeed. I'll be putting this on my shelf with the other statues that I have. If you guys are interested in getting one of these statues for yourself, you can head over to E2046. Again, they sell a whole ton of anime-inspired statues. Some are unpainted, but I would definitely suggest if you get the opportunity and you want to, because the pre-painted statues are just a little bit more than the regular unpainted statues. If you can afford the little extra costs to get somebody to paint it that looks like this, I definitely would say take that opportunity and get somebody to paint it for you. I could not have painted it as well as this. They carry a ton of different anime statues. Like I said, they've carried some video game statues as well. That's where Spot originally had picked up his Pyramid Head statue. But very, very happy with the end result of this piece. Today we're having a look at the Sailor Moon 1/8 scale pre-painted statue from The Gathering that you can pick up over at e2046.com. Certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.